The first thing I heard that morning wasn't grief. It wasn't silence either. It was laughter. "Don't expect a single cent from Dad's 92 million, my son said, his voice echoing through the hallway like it belonged there. Honestly, I thought she'd be gone by now. A pause. Then another voice chimed in, amused. "Is she even still alive? Someone should check her pulse before the lawyer gets here." More laughter. I stood halfway down the staircase, one hand gripping the railing, still dressed in black. The scent of funeral roses clung faintly to my clothes. They hadn't even wilted yet. My husband had only been buried hours ago, and already they had moved on, not to mourning, to dividing. The house, once quiet and warm, had turned into something unrecognizable. People moved through it with purpose, not sorrow. Shoes tapped against the marble floors. Voices overlapped. Glasses clinked. Celebration, not remembrance. My grandson was the first one I noticed. He had a stack of bright sticky notes in his hand, in colors that didn't belong in this house. One by one, he slapped them onto furniture. "This is mine," he said casually, marking the grandfather clock, another on the leather armchair, another on the cabinet that held my wedding china. He didn't hesitate, didn't ask, didn't even look around to see if anyone objected, because no one would. His sister wasn't far behind. She stood in the center of the living room, her phone held up, scanning the space with some kind of design app. "We could completely redo this," she said, turning slowly. "Once she's out, obviously. Open it up. Maybe a spa area, or a wine room." She said it loudly, carelessly, as if I weren't there, as if I were already gone. I stayed where I was. No one invited me to sit. No one even acknowledged me. Eventually, my daughter-in-law appeared carrying a tray of champagne glasses. Her smile was polished, effortless. "We should celebrate," she said. "He built something incredible. Now it's our turn to carry it forward, and finally clear out the past." Someone added under their breath. More laughter. When I finally reached the dining room, I noticed something small, but deliberate. My chair was gone. In its place was a folding chair, metal, uneven. They had moved me, too. "Maybe you'd be more comfortable somewhere quieter," someone suggested, already guiding me away before I could respond. They led me to the mudroom. A mop bucket sat in the corner. A broken broom leaned against the wall. Someone handed me a plate, dry chicken, overcooked potatoes, and left without another word. From where I sat, I could still hear them. "This place smells old," one voice complained. "We'll gut the kitchen first." Honestly, I don't even know why she's still here. She won't last long anyway. "Do you think we can keep her pension coming in if we redirect the mail?" That one made them laugh the hardest. I didn't speak. I didn't react. I simply ate, or at least I tried to. The food tasted like dust, but my hand slipped into my sweater pocket, brushing against something crisp, paper. Important paper. They didn't know, they had never known. And they had never cared enough to ask. 15 years earlier, when everything had nearly fallen apart, none of them were there. Not the son now laughing in the next room. Not the grandchildren claiming pieces of a life they hadn't built. Back then, the company was failing. Quietly at first, then all at once. The numbers didn't lie. Debt was rising, investors were pulling out. My husband came home each night, carrying the weight of it in his silence. He didn't need to explain. I understood. "We just need one deal," he said one night, staring into the empty fireplace. One good deal. But he needed capital, and he didn't have it, so I made a decision, one he never asked me to make. That night, I opened the velvet box I hadn't touched in years. Inside were pieces of my life, my mother's necklace, my wedding jewelry, gold bangles from the day I entered this house as a bride. Every piece held a memory. I sold them all. Quickly, without telling anyone. The money went directly into the company account. By morning, it was done. When he asked where it came from, I gave him only one answer. Use it, I said. That's all that matters. The deal closed 2 days later. The company survived. Then it thrived. They called him brilliant, visionary, self-made. No one called me anything, and I let it stay that way because I believed something back then. I believed that love didn't need recognition, that sacrifice spoke for itself, that being unseen didn't mean being unimportant. I was wrong, because silence doesn't preserve you, it erases you years later. When he struggled again, this time not with money, but with direction, I helped him again. He didn't know, not really. He was preparing for a major investor pitch. The market had shifted. His ideas hadn't. He sat for hours, rewriting the same proposal, getting nowhere. That night, after he fell asleep, I went to the kitchen, sat down, and wrote. I wrote everything, a new model, a strategy built for the future, scalable, adaptable, strong. By morning, my hands were stained with ink. I signed it with a name that wasn't mine, sealed it, mailed it. 2 days later, he received it. At dinner, he mentioned it casually. Someone sent in a proposal, he said. Anonymous. He smiled. It's brilliant. That proposal became the foundation of everything that followed. The expansion, the growth, the millions. Still, I said nothing. Because that's what I had learned to do. Disappear. But now they were treating me like I had never existed at all. So I stopped disappearing. The morning after they moved me into the laundry room, my new space, I retrieved the folder I had hidden years ago, every document, every proof, every piece of truth. Then I made a call. The lawyer didn't ask questions. He didn't need to. Come in, he said, and so I did. When the will was read, the room was full. Everyone sat confidently, already imagining what they would receive, already spending money that wasn't theirs yet. I sat quietly at the end of the table, just as they expected, until the recording began. My husband's voice filled the room. If my son ever speaks disrespectfully about his mother, he said calmly, deduct $1 million per offense. Silence fell instantly. Then came the evidence. Every word, every insult, counted, documented. The total was staggering, and then came the final blow. Everything else, the estate, the rights, the legacy, left to me. For the first time in years, they looked at me, really looked. But it was too late, because I was no longer invisible. I was undeniable, and when I stood to leave, I didn't rush. I didn't hesitate. I simply walked away. Not as a burden, not as a ghost, but as the one who had built everything they thought they owned.